Back, wants to throw out of the pocket. Unloads into the sideline, incomplete in the area of Palmer, who was pretty well defended by Josh Fiesler.
It's a seasoned quarterback right there. Nothing open that time. Flush from the pocket. Just threw the ball away.
I called 42 Mark Palmer, meant 22 Adam Cisco. Result the same, 2nd and 10.
Also, we have found a set of car keys in the parking lot. Has the Pickle Church of the Nazarene logo on the keychain. 2nd down.
Interesting at the Lehman event. Split backs, fake to Badgett. This is Schachter on the counter, back to the right. He's able to get through and get up to the 35-yard line, making this a much more manageable situation on 3rd down 3. Schachter takes the football just over the 35-yard line. 9:57 till halftime. We'll have a halftime report, the Lehman Band Show, and then 3rd quarter football. Then we'll be back with you next Saturday morning at 9 a.m. for Lehman, New Bremen. Glad to see that one on the schedule. Hand off to Badgett. He's got company in a hurry. About 5 folks will be in on that stop, most notably the first hitter, Zach Smith, 37. No gain. That'll force the Cavaliers to punt, 4th and 3.
First punt of the night. Badgett's carried the ball 6 times now for 24 yards. Nothing on that carry.
Dembski, the punter, was having mixed results in tonight's warm-up. He hit some that were outstanding and a few that weren't. There's a good look at the Cavalier blocking team. Dembski with a very good snap from center. Here's the boot. This will be short, but it'll hit and roll. It'll work. All the way down to the 19-yard line. That'll work. 15 to midfield, 31 more, 46 yards, gross and net.
Sometimes ugly looking can be bad, and that was ugly looking when it went off his foot, but turned out to be pretty good.
If it's short and it's got the potential to roll, which that one did, all the way down to the 19-yard line, that helps make that 10-0 lead look even better as we move a little bit closer to halftime with 8:49. Manchester from the 19-yard line. Ian Dunn at the controls. Cavs unable to move it this last time around. Toss into the sideline. Caught as he goes to the ground is Gary Probinski. So that'll be good for 4. That'll make it 5 yards. That'll call it 4. 2nd and 6. Clock moves, 8:32. Plays are being shuttled as you see 3. Noah Finch enter the lineup via the wide receivers. We're high above the home side press box here at Alexander Stadium in Piqua. 4,100 seats and a press box would be nice for a stadium, except that's what they have here on both sides. Hand the ball straight ahead to Neely. Got some decent yardage, maybe a couple of yards shy of a first down. Dan Barhorst makes the play for Lehman. And an all-important 3rd down and a couple of yards to go right here, confronting Jim France, Ian Dunn, and company from Akron. You see the Cavalier defense. Lehman in blue and gold. Motion to the left, split backs. They'll try the dive. They've got a first down. Look like Mark Yoakum. No, excuse me, that'll be Neely, 43. And he did have some room to spare. Bates, 73, got a hand on him. 1st and 10. Akron, Manchester with 7:28.
Manchester down 10-0. Again, not showing any panic, sticking with their game plan. 7:19 and counting here to go before halftime.
Penalty flag. Either somebody lined up offside, the center jockeyed the ball, or there's an equipment problem. Offside Lehman.
Defense lined up offside. 5-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 5.
And for the first game of the year, both teams playing pretty well. Each has committed a couple of minor infractions.
Cavs up 10 with 7 minutes to play in the first half. Dave Ross, Mike Lieber, and Dan Eccles in Piqua. Motion toward us. Dunn back to throw, pump fake. Unloads it deep into the sideline. Cavaliers had position with Hewitt, but that ball overthrew everybody, including Probinski, the intended target. Let's go to second down 5. We had first and 10, a 5-yard dead ball penalty for offside on Lehman. Now an incompletion. It's second and 5 with 6:48 on the board.
That was the old pump and go, and Lehman, as you said, right there with Hewitt, had that well covered.
The ball was several yards beyond Hewitt, who had good position, slightly beyond the receiver. Pitch comes this way, headed into the sideline. Stobbs, Shackner, Badgett, nowhere. In fact, a loss of maybe about 3 yards. We'll look at third down and 8, Mike.
Great job by Badgett. Fought off his offensive blocker and simply busted through and got the ball carrier before he could go anywhere.
Third down, 8.
Single back in behind Dunn. Wants to throw, got pressure again. Out in the flat, too far for Stobbs. Akron will punt on 4th and 8.
Big hit by Dan Barhorst. Because if he'd had time, he had Staub open.
Yeah, there was nobody near him, and neither was the football.
And the quarterback didn't see either of those things. He was prone on the ground.
He's having a rough go, and not of his own doing. He's just not afforded the opportunity. A whistle.
They're going to have a water break.
Nope, they got a charge timeout to Lehman. Water breaks are something the officials can take, especially in the light of what kind of summer this has been for football conditioning. But this will be a timeout, Lehman. North Dixie Drive-Thru is your complete party supply headquarters, from beverages to ice to chips and charcoal, and those last-minute convenience items like bread and milk. You'll find everything you need from the convenience of your vehicle at North Dixie, just south of I-75 on County Road 25A in Sydney. They're open daily at 10 a.m. with Sunday sales available. Also featuring all the Ohio Lottery games, including the twice-weekly Lotto. The North Dixie Drive-Thru also carries propane. Trade an empty cylinder for a full one at North Dixie. And remember, get your goodies from Woody at North Dixie. Woody Sturm, that is. Manchester will punt. This will be 37, Zach Smith. Not a very good kick, but it will take a big roll. Picked up nicely by Hewitt, 40. Up to the 43, he'll be flattened by Josh LaFair. But by picking that ball up, Hewitt negated what should have been about 10 more yards of roll. So a nice play by the Lehman halfback and deep receiver on that punt.
It gives Lehman good field position at their own 43-yard line, leading 10-0 with 5:51 to go here in this first half. First downs, Dave, are even, but of course the scoreboard is not, as Lehman got 2 early scores against the Panthers before the buses got cold, I think.
Lehman football. Headed this way is Hewitt, but not for long. He'll be brought down for about a 4-yard loss. That stop made by Aaron Neely. Again, an example of players going both ways for Akron Manchester, trying to make the playoffs for a dozen years in a row. And Mike, most of those years, in fact only the last 3, did we have expanded playoffs. So they had a big task to get in those first 8 years. Or just make that last 2 years, excuse me. This is the 3rd year for the expansion. Dembski unloads into the sideline, underthrows Seger. There will be an interception. Number 5, Devin Rutan. He'll get it back at the 33-yard line. So Manchester will take over first and 10, still with plenty of time to do something about a 10-0 deficit. 5:10 showing in the second period. will be coming to you from the beautiful football facility at New Bremen High School. Next Friday night is the game. Saturday morning, 9 a.m., the replay. We look forward to visiting there. I formation. Now they break out of it with motion to the right side and out of your picture. Dunn back to throw. That's underthrown out in the left flat. That time he did have some time to deliver the football, but it's short of Propinski. We'll go to 2nd and 10.
Now he's just done 3 of 9 throwing the football. This is his last 3 in a row. And we talked about the pressure that Lehman's been able to apply here in this first half of play.
And Lehman deploys their defense right in the middle of that picture. Lou Gagliardi, been somewhat in the news lately that he wouldn't be real happy with as athletic director of the Dayton City Schools, where there was a last-minute coaching change through no fault of Lou's at Colonel White just before the season. Guy play to the left, Aaron Neely gets about 4. That'll make it 3rd and 6. Stop made for Lehman by Nick Shappy. And then Colonel White came up with a big win on Friday night against Springfield North and evidently played a pretty good football game.
Who needs practice?
But Gagliardi is a former player at the University of Dayton and with the New York Giants, longtime basketball official, football official, and employee with the Dayton City Schools. He's the umpire. There, Dunn throws, Judy up to defend. He'll be called for interference. Looked like he got there about the same time. Now Denny Dyer may be rethinking that. He'll come in to talk to Sam Licklider. That was intended for Stobbs. Yes, they will call interference. So the 15 yards will be marked off. Speaking of school people, Denny Dyer by now might possibly be retired, but he was an elementary school principal and may still be in the Vandalia Butler School District.
One final note about Lou you were talking about. I had the chance one time, this has been many years ago, to see him getting ready for a game. He loves to officiate because the tape and the Ben Gay that he was putting on indicates he has some big knee problems.
Oh, he does.
But he loves to officiate, and he's right in the middle of it.
You bet. 1st and 10 after the interference penalty. Ian Dunn will pitch it to the left side. That's Stobbs. Gets a corner turn. Badgett, also Cisco. That'll be good for about 4 or 5 yards. 2nd down upcoming, 4:17 left in the half. We'll call it 2nd down. He got a little farther than I thought. We'll make it 2nd and 4.
6 carries for Stobbs and 6 carries, 17 yards total. Lehman's done a good job here in the first half of checking him.
Wing tee to the left. Fake to Stobbs. Dunn wants to throw. Badgett with a hand. The pass is complete nevertheless. Got it over to Vladichek. Henson came up to cover him, but didn't have to because that was a sliding catch at the 36-yard line. They'll have to take a look. I think he's got a 1st down, and the indication from Sam Licklider is that he does. That was a nice job, Mike, once again by both quarterback and receiver.
Right, Badgett grabbed him around the football area in the upper part of the body, and he got away from him and then put the ball on the money as Lehman's used their 2nd timeout.
Timeout Cavaliers trying to preserve a first half shutout with a 10-point lead. Mike, would you like to catch the spirit?
Dave, indeed I will. The Sidney Shelby County YMCA is offering a special opportunity to everyone out there to join the YMCA. During the month of September, you can join the Sidney Shelby County Y without paying a new member fee. You and your family can be part of an exciting organization that builds strong kids, strong families, and a strong community. So catch the spirit. Join the YMCA at 300 East Parkwood. Call 492-9134 for more information. This offer expires September 30th, 2001. No new member fee at the YMCA this month.
Thank you, Mike. And more of our sponsors from Piqua brand new stadium, Alexander Stadium, include Dave Wilson State Farm Insurance, Ernst Sporting Goods of Sidney, Piqua, Minster, and Versailles, Holiday Inn of Sidney and Holiday Inn Express of Troy and Huber Heights, First National Bank of New Bremen, Sidney, Botkins, and Wapak, Bunny's Pharmacy, Goffney Furniture, AAA Shelby County in Travel to Paradise, Geyers Chrysler in Fort Loramie, Medicine Shop Pharmacy, Minster Bank, FD Lawrence Electric. All with you tonight from Piqua. Ian Dunn, back to throw, got company, he's down.
Jack Haas, untouched.
Okay. Well, I saw it 85, but that's not a dress number tonight yet. Jack Haas, 95 as we get that number verified. That's a nice play, and some of these guys, Mike, look like they're just blowing through and they're unblocked.
Yeah, Haas that time was unblocked, and he was all over the quarterback as he made a fake to nobody in the backfield, and as he turned around, there was 9-5 right in his face.
Loss of 9, 2nd and 19. 3 minutes left in the half. Lehman will be kicking off in the second half. So they'd welcome keeping that goose egg as we move to intermission. Dunn back to throw, might be a screen. He's in the grass, which doesn't matter. The pass forward is incomplete. He was looking on a delay screen to the right side to Aaron Neely. Neely had company, and so too did the quarterback trying to throw the football.
Wow. I think the Lehman Cavaliers sideline being cautioned now. I think they thought there was somebody downfield, and that being an illegal lineman. But good play again by a senior quarterback, Dave, throwing the ball away when he was going to take a big loss.
3rd and 19.
Clock stopped with 2:44 to go before halftime.
And again, I mentioned in the grasp, not from the idea the play should have been stopped, but rather as a description. Motion toward us, as you can see. Dunn to throw. Cavaliers bring a linebacker from the right. He puts it up deep over the middle. That'll be too tall for everybody, including Mark Yoakum, the intended receiver. It's 4th and 19 with 2:39. See what the Cavaliers can do when they get the football back. There were a couple of the Manchester Panthers' first downs during the sequence. They took the football over at their own 33-yard line, but once they got just past midfield, they met a steel curtain. The punter will be 37, Zach Smith. It's turned into a very nice night for football here in Piqua. Cavs may be coming. We'll see. Nope. There's the punt. He wasn't very careful how he dropped it. The result would indicate that. There's a hop that'll roll dead at the 14-yard line. Cavaliers will put it in play there, and we'll see what they can do with 2:29 left in the second frame. Also with us on this Cavalier telecast, Salman Electric, tooling technology of Fort Loramie, Ratterman Custom Home Building, and Shelby Landscaping.
The case where I think Lehman does not want to make a mistake down here, maybe run the clock out and begin anew with a 10-point lead at halftime.
Yeah, I don't think Jeff Ulenik would find that too hurtful. Dembski wants to throw it, rolls out behind Badgett, got Shackner. Good fake, gets downfield, first down, and a whole bunch more, 35, 40, tackled from behind up to the 42-yard line.
Well, as I said, now I think they want to throw the ball and get downfield about 30 yards in a hurry.
Well, they sure did there, but still, Mike, somewhat of a conservative throw. The length of that gain does not indicate how long the ball was in the air.
Right. It was just a little square out pattern in the flat, and Shackner turned that into a big play.
1st and 10. Football at the 42-yard line, single back. He'll take the football. That's Badgett. Great job keeping his feet. Football loose. What are they calling? Yep, fumble. It looked to me like the knee was not quite down when the ball popped out at midfield. I think that looks legitimate. For those of you who've taped the game, you're welcome to run it back and check it out.
A tough break for Badgett. He was actually, he was stopped initially, spun off of that, got 5 more yards, and as he was struggling, as you mentioned, the ball did pop out, and the official right there on the spot. Lehman turnover at their 49-yard line of Akron. First fumble tonight.
And if this were an NFL game, we would be at the 2-minute warning at 1:58. Dunn to throw, unloads into the sideline, intended there for Probinski, who is unable to hang on to it. That'll set up 2nd down 10. Very little time expired on the clock.
Dunn now 4 of 13 throwing the ball. Lehman's Dembski is 4 of 8 from the air.
1:55 left in the half. Our crew will be back down here in 7 weeks when the Sydney Yellow Jackets visit on a Friday night against the Piqua Indians. There'll be a big crowd here for that. Dive to the left, not much of anything for Aaron Neely. Cavaliers do a good job sending that outside with both Cisco and Haas. In fact, tonight Sydney plays Piqua. Lehman will be hosting Chaminade Julian up in Sydney. Maybe Chaminade's not quite as good as we thought based on their Friday night result. They got handled by Northmont.
Apparently they're very, very young, what it sounded like.
Northmont, a program that's back on the rise under Lance Schneider and his father, offensive coordinator Mike Schneider. Dunn to throw, got company, unloads, intercepted. Hey, this could be a touchdown. This is Cisco. Down the left side the whole way. 58 yards, Mike. Touchdown, Lehman. Cavaliers taking the distance. And now we do look at a different football game late in the first half. Cisco got that interception. Once again, the big pass rush. Cisco was the only guy who had any chance to catch that football. Dan, after this point after, let's focus at the back of the Lehman bench after the kick. Find a guy in a yellow shirt. That'll be Lehman's former head coach, Chuck Asher. At this moment, talking to the team doctor and walking down that direction. Sager for the PAT. Man, he's got a leg. 17-0 Lehman. Cavaliers looking good. To your left. Just to your left. There he is. That's the man who headed the Cavalier program the last 10 years. He's got to like what he sees. Chuck Asher, it wouldn't have been a complete night without having him on camera. The Spot Restaurant has been a homemade fresh downtown Sydney tradition for over 90 years. Their current feature through the end of the month, a burger and fries for $2 1/4, add cheese for an extra 15 cents. Did you know that the Spot helped Shelby County welcome home returning soldiers from World War I by serving over 13,000 burgers during a Court Square celebration back in 1919? Also, the Spot marked its silver anniversary, number 25 if you will, in 1932 by doing something totally unheard of. Owner Joe Cook gave away a new car to help celebrate. These great memories brought to you by the Spot Restaurant in downtown Sydney.
Well, the pressure against Dunn paid off again for the Cavaliers. It looked like he was trying to maybe hit a tight end. The tight end went down the middle. He thought he was going to stay in the flat, and as you said, it was all Cavalier blue and gold to intercept that, and no one could catch Cisco as he goes 58 yards, and Lehman now up 17-0.
The Cavaliers are cooking. Pretty good boot by Sager down to the 8-yard line. That'll be Stobbs bringing it back. Up the middle, got about a penalty flag. Not quite sure there. Maybe somebody got a face mask. Among the Lehman defenders, Cordell Holly, 88. Judy was there as well. This will be against Akron. They clipped. Well, that's about the last thing they need. Let's see what they try to do, realizing if they'd want to gamble again that they're not in a good spot on the field for that. And a game that is already somewhat out of hand could get worse. You know what, you look at that scoreboard right now, Mike, that field goal looks awful big. Having 17 instead of 14. That looks big.
Right.
Not saying they couldn't have gotten in the end zone, but you can't argue with that result. If you've got a 3-score lead headed into halftime, that's super.
Alexander, as well as their family members, are here tonight. We ask that everyone please give them a huge hand for their generosity to this stadium.
The Alexander family being acknowledged. Lehman trying to do tonight what the Piqua Indians unable to do at the official dedication game on Friday. And that's win a dedication football game. Even the Lehman coaches on the sideline applauding for the Alexanders.
Second down and 1.
Tell you, they stepped forward. I remember coming down here in the mid-70s when facility-wise this wasn't much of a school system. And over the last about 23 years, starting with a bond issue in 1978, it's changed a bunch. This is quite a place. Stobbs for the second straight play gets some good yardage up over the 30 to the 34-yard line. Judy on the stop for Lehman. Couple Cavaliers a little slow getting up. Also Henson. That'll be a first down. We're down to 21 seconds. We've got timeout. Lehman? Yeah, timeout Cavs. Lehman leads 17-0 with 21 seconds. Mike, we've got some time. You know, we can reflect back on when we first came down here with broadcasting assignments, what this school district was like physically in the late 1970s in the high school building that's off to our left, northeast, if you will. Junior high school is part of the campus. You've also, not directly related, but you've had college and JVS developments out here. This fine stadium, the previous stadium is now a soccer facility. They've upgraded some other buildings. This town's got a lot to be proud of, and it's all happened in the last quarter century.
Well, that's right. I can remember when late in the 70s when we were going to Bell Fountain to do a basketball tournaments because there wasn't any place around here.
That's right.
And now they have obviously put themselves in a position to host a tournament in basketball, and there's no question they put themselves in a position to host whatever they would like in high school football right here. That includes just the whole facilities. I mean, it's just a beautiful complex here. And you're right, Dave, whenever you have a project of this magnitude, someone or somebody's has to step forward. And obviously the Alexander family at the dollar amount they did, they obviously excited about what's happening in their community.
No, they did, and the community matched it. It's a great, great partnership. Dive play to the left side. Yoakum brought down maybe a yard. 2nd and 9, but more importantly, this half isn't far from expiring. As the football around the 35-yard line, 7 seconds. Manchester, it appears, will go to the locker room trailing Lehman 17-0. The Alexanders just got a roaring round of applause. Now the Lehman football team will receive the same. This is a great way to start the season. Cavaliers 17, the Panthers nothing. Channel 12 Sydney, glad to be with you from Piqua. We follow Justin to the football, high and pretty deep. Back to the 5-yard line. Picked up there by Stobbs, takes it left, up over the 20, 25, 26-yard line. Good job by Lehman.
Stopped by number 78, Michael Yanesi.
Real important series, I think, for Akron, Dave. If they can get back in with a score here, it makes it a different ball game. But if Lehman can shut them down, Cavaliers will stay in control.
Panthers 1st and 10 on their own.
That's exactly the case. Clock will start with the snap of the football.
Excuse me, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments both sides have made as we begin the 3rd quarter.
Dunn's the quarterback. He'll hand it off. Dive to the left side. Once again, that'll be Stobbs. Cavaliers will stop that after 3 yards. Shackner over there along with Judy, also Cisco. We'll call it 2nd down, 7 yards to go.
2nd down, 6.
Akron came out for this second half by no means in one group. They really didn't do anything organized as a second half warm-up, and they look a bit lethargic coming to the line of scrimmage. And here's illegal procedure.
Procedure penalty against the Panthers, 5 yards.
So this will set them back 5 and set up 2nd down. They'll need between 11 and 12. Football just inside the 25-yard line. Long count, Dunn wants to throw, steps up, had a pocket to work with that time. Pretty well delivered ball, but Henson able to disrupt things for the Cavaliers.